because of the great work that the CitA team are doing on social media, we actually got contacted by the EU SMEA, which is the European Union SME Agency, which is part of the DG group, which is the Department of Growth within the EU. And they were really interested in this series because they have a digital construction portal developed for the entire EU community. And in that community, they have 4 services they provide. So they have a maturity scan for construction SMEs. They have an interactive handbook for construction SMEs. They have a case studies that you can either extract or you can upload. And they also have webinars, really nice webinars, just little snippets, 2 or 3 minutes. What has been, what type of, how do I do an ROI on how do I look at return on investment on BIM and so on. So that's interesting that they've actually approached us, which is great. So my name is Alan Hore. I'm based in TU Dublin, where I lead the quantity surveying discipline, and I'm also one of the founders of the Construction IT Alliance. So you're all very welcome to the Digital SME Acceleration Series. So I suppose this morning we're looking at the third of our 8 key messages. We looked at setting the vision, and we also looked at creating the culture, and now we're looking at, I suppose, good information practice. And some of our previous presenters are actually in the audience, and you're very welcome. I suppose when we were sort of designing the series, we were looking at this whole area of information. And actually, if you use the connotation or the example of, say, the real estate industry, what are the 3 key ingredients that add value in the real estate sector? They are location. Sorry, you just drowned my punchline there. Sorry. So, and of course, what is it that adds value in a construction context? And of course, it has to be information, hasn't it? Because if you think about it, if we have late information, if we have uncoordinated information, what happens? We generally have problems, we have increased costs, we have extensions of time, we have claims, and so forth. So doesn't it make sense to eliminate information silos and poor information practice? In looking at what's happening out there in the world, let's just mention BIM for a minute, building information modelling, there seems to be 4, dimensions to BIM and information management that we can see. 1, information roles. 2, information requirements. 3, information exchange. And 4, information models. So what's going to happen to, no matter what profession you work in, whether you're a contractor or a QS or an engineer, the roles are going to change. And today, people are being employed as information managers. So we have new roles for the appointing party, the appointed party, the lead appointed party, and many of you in this room may well become lead appointing parties under the ISO. We're also seeing new information requirements, organisation information requirements, project information requirements, exchange information requirements. We're seeing lots of use of CDEs, common data environments, for exchanging information. And of course, the whole idea of good information practice is that it's for the life cycle, and that you create the asset information model for the end user of the building, so you have that soft landing. So therefore, you're adding value to the operation and maintenance process. So I want to just say thank you to our sponsors, to Arup and Enterprise, Ireland, Dalux, LiveCost, Evercam and Ditech. And of course, if there's any other companies out here in the audience or watching online this morning, we would be delighted to hear from you as you support us through our journey in 23. Also, a big thank you to all the companies that have joined CitA in 2023. We're running out of space now. We're going to have to go to a new page. But what you can see there, if you just look at some of the logos, we have such a variety of members drawn from design, construction, manufacturing. We've got, consultants, agents, management consultants, we've got government departments, we've got state, government agencies, and we've got third level colleges. So we've got the whole cross section, and that's what's so exciting about the Alliance, is that it's multidisciplinary, it's reaching out right across the ecosystem, and therefore that connotation of working together and collaboration is so key. We've also got some good news about the CitA SkillNet project this year and indeed last year, in that we continue looking at that green, lean, digital focus on our training, but actually we've co-founded over 26 students who are pursuing their third level qualification. So if any of you are studying, or any of your colleagues in workplace are studying part-time, we can support you on in subventing those fees by up to 30%. We've also delivered over 1,000 training days so far this year, which is phenomenal, now that we're only just past the third month of the year. And 25% of our trainees last year were female. So these are just some of the highlights that the Alliance and the impact that the Construction IT Alliance is making on the sector. So today, our speakers. So a real air of youth and exuberance here on the platform this morning. It's so great to welcome you, Sarah, from Walls. Sarah is currently a digital project delivery lead in Walls, with over 5 years' experience in the AEC industry. She's responsible for providing leadership and direction of certain BIM technologies to BIM teams, and has experience using a range of application platforms and complex systems. So you're very welcome, Sarah. I'll just introduce the other speakers. Thank you. So Liam is currently a senior architectural technologist in Altru, and has over 11 years' experience in the industry. He has a strong interest in design and construction, with technical and design experience working on high-end residential projects. Liam, you're very welcome. And our third, but not least, Jonathan is no stranger to speaking at these events. Jonathan is currently a senior consultant with Diatech, with over 16 years' experience in the industry. He was responsible for supporting AEC businesses in adopting BIM technologies for the design and construction of Ireland's most exciting projects. So that's our lineup. So I'm going to allow the other speakers to, maybe introduce themselves again, or to elaborate a little bit more on their experience. And I'll invite Sarah to the stage. Thank you.